Fern Race for Homes 5K run on April 23, 2010 from 6:30 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. Stephanie Rice explains.
There's just a couple of streets there that have been changed from the previous route.
That's correct. I had the course certified right after our last meeting, and it was a little bit short, so we had to extend it down College down to Choctaw instead of turning on Katua, and then it'll go straight to Park Avenue on Choctaw. So that was the only major change there between the two courses. And I did bring a map if anybody wants to actually see that. There's two over there. So it just extended it by a block, basically, and that gave us enough distance to cover an actual 5K. Now, on my map I run that I'm passing around, it shows that it's a little bit longer than a 5K, but it's actually not when it's actually measured in person.
Any questions, Council?
Next, we have discussion and possible action for permission to use the softball fields at Phoenix Park for an 8 and under baseball tournament on May 14th, 15th, and 16th, 2010.
Put up the agenda and said, would there be a problem with you meeting with us on Wednesday night? And he said, no problem. When we got down here, he didn't show up. I attempted to contact him. I did talk to him later. But it's not any of our leagues. It's an out-of-county league, and he just wanted to have. And at first it was an 8 and under, and then when I talked to him later, it was 3 different age groups. Wasn't sure if he would have insurance before, maybe the night before. You know, those kind of things.
Too many questions to get comfortable with it at this point in time.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think we'll just pass it, and I'll see if he wants to come to the next rec board meeting, which will be the week of this supposedly tournament.
Very good.
So.
Okay. Council, any other questions on that matter?
Next up, we have discussion on proposed ordinance number 1170-2010 prohibiting smoking in city-owned parks and recreation areas. Mayor Purdy explains.
You all did a great job of speaking and expressing your interest in this proposed change to our local law. You indicated that it would put Tahlequah in a fairly unique position. I think, Ms. Choate, you indicated there are 4 other communities, I guess, or 3 others that are currently have adopted a similar ordinance in the state. I have taken the liberty to prepare a draft of this ordinance, council, or the revision, which would revise the existing city code on in Chapter 4, Part 10, and it's under our the code that deals with possession of lighted tobacco in certain places. And this is the one that goes on a good deal of detail to talk about buildings and workplaces, and we have simply added in the phrase any city-owned park and further defined what a city-owned park refers to in this particular ordinance as being any parcel of open land which is owned by the city of Tahlequah and used for recreational activities, including all walking and bicycle trails, golf courses, ball fields, skate parks, and other fields or facilities used for sporting events. That is the essence of the proposal. And I think that that would affect all of our facilities in the city that meet that definition.
Mayor.
Sir.
Mrs. Dobbins.
Can I be recognized?
You are Ms. Dobbins.
We need to clarify that it's tobacco products. Did you say a lighted tobacco product?
It does say a lighted tobacco product.
So we may need to
Possession of lighted tobacco in any form is a public nuisance, and that's from, I believe, that is from the statute.
Do we need to revisit? We would, yeah. And if we need to take a step back, take a step forward, we need for it to be tobacco products to be in line with the tobacco control program and what they're recommending from the state. Is that correct?
Next, we have discussion and possible action on Resolution Number 04-19-10, pertaining to an increase of 2% in the annual revenue distributions from Tahlequah Public Works Authority to the City of Tahlequah. Mayor Purdy explains.
Council, as you know, we have had some discussions with TPWA administratively and with a few of their trustees about the possibilities of increasing the allocation or the apportionment that has been sent to the City of Tahlequah for the past almost 15 years. That was adopted, whatever that was, 96 by TPWA, and there has been no revision to that since that time. The national average for those kinds of allocations from publicly owned utility authorities back to the municipality is in the 6% arena. And so we have discussed with them the possibility of requesting that of TPWA. This resolution attempts to communicate that. And it's pretty straightforward. It acknowledges that those distributions or apportionments have existed for many years, and that this is a request for consideration of a 2% increase. That would bring us to that 6% level if approved by TPWA. I would be happy to entertain any questions on the resolution. Otherwise, would certainly recommend its adoption. Is there a motion?
Next up, we have discussion and possible action to approve SOPs from the Police Department.
Unless you have any specific questions, Council, of the proposals as they were submitted last time, I would request that we just pass this on. I think we'll be able to get through that review process by the next meeting. The Chief says it's not particularly time sensitive, so there shouldn't be any problems there.
Next, we have discussion and possible action to approve the SAC County's Nutrition Project 2010 to 2011 contract for the meals at the Senior Citizens Building. Deb Korn explains.
This is the same contract we've had with them every year. The only thing that ever changes is the amount.
The utilities?
Yeah. It was 700 and something. I forgot to write that down. It was 700 and something last year. So it's gone down to 603.
We'll derive that, though, by taking the actual utilities from 12 months, it looks like, and just kind of splitting it up, having it.
Next up, we have discussion and possible action to accept a grant from the Cherokee Nation Healthy Nation in the amount of $5,000 for printing the Tahlequah History Trail brochures and map signage. Julie Shannon explains.
I showed you this a few months back. It's a History Trail brochure with a map, and there's going to be signage with this map at about 4 places on the trail. It'll be pretty big. And a newsletter for the City of Tahlequah to promote the trail, and all of that is part of the grant. I believe we're going to be able to print 12,000 of these brochures in color, and it'll be pretty nice. But it's through Cherokee Nation Healthy Nation, and they are trying to promote exercise, people getting out and walking, and so they're really behind this trail and any other trails and sidewalks and pathways that we want to create in the City of Tahlequah.
And this is a straight grant, is that right, Julie, for the $5,000?
Yeah, there's no match. It's just for the printing and the signs and
What's the total cost?
Well, the allocation will be $5,000, and you've got a budget on
Yeah,
this.
I have
got
a
that.
breakdown. I think I have $3,000